All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Seth Perler. Welcome to TIFO's The Executive Function Online Summit, executivefunctionsummit.com. Julie asks the following question here. Julie asks, what is one simple or helpful adaptation I can ask my teachers for, specifically 9-year-old ADHD? Great question. School is starting. What is a specific or what is one simple or helpful adaptation? So adaptation, modification, accommodation, whatever you want to call it. What is a simple, helpful thing that you can ask a teacher for, specifically for a 9-year-old with ADHD? So first of all, if you have a seasoned teacher who's pretty in tune with your child, whether or not you have an IEP or 504, if this teacher is really a pretty seasoned, talented teacher, they're going to know. You can really trust them. You can really let go. As long as they know what's going on with your kiddo. Again, even if there's no IEP, you can say, hey, just want you to know, these are some things that help my child. So that's the first thing that I would say is, there's so many amazing teachers out there. And if they're seasoned, they probably really do have a great intuition for this, and they're making accommodations anyhow. Secondly, I guess one of the things that your kiddo that I'd want for a 9-year-old with ADHD is the classroom to be very visual, so that they can see what the expectations are visually. So for example, if they turn in math, science, social studies, and language arts stuff, maybe there are 4 different boxes in the room that are different colors that say really big on them. The blue box maybe says language arts, the red maybe math, etc. And so a visual classroom, that's really important. Another accommodation, I'm giving you more than one simple ones, but I don't know that how simple this one is, but definitely accommodations on homework. So you sort of have 2 types of teachers in this area. You have the type of teacher who gives a lot of homework because it seems like what you're supposed to do. So a lot of times newer teachers, sometimes teachers who've been around for a while, but that are just set in their ways or tend to be more rigid personalities, they can give out a lot of homework just because they think it's what they're supposed to do, rather than really thinking through how beneficial is this. And then some teachers really think through, oh, well, these are things that would be really helpful. Either way, at this age, asking for, some flexibility with the homework. So that's the simple, helpful adaptation I would ask for, flexibility with homework, for them to know that, you're gonna do your best, but you have to have family time. You have to have fun time. Your kid, it really is harder for these kids to focus and get this stuff done, especially after a day at school. Some kids are really good at execution, and they can knock out their homework in 10 minutes as a 9-year-old. But for some kiddos, like, it's not reasonable for them to take an hour to do homework every night. It's not reasonable. So adaptations in terms of you saying, can we please modify the homework as needed when we need to? And then you as the parent can say, all right, tonight it's just not going to happen at all. Tonight we can go above and beyond. Tonight we're going to do part of it, and my kids burn out after we've done this much of it, so we're going to stop here. Tonight my kid has learned so much on one small thing. This is a good place to stop and let it integrate in their brain. So really, that's another thing that I would ask the teacher for, is flexibility with homework and assignments. And other things that you might not think about with simple adaptations is things that help meet your child's sensory needs. So if your child has the ability to sit in a cubby where it's quiet and there's no visual distraction, to wear earplugs or earphones if they feel comfortable and they don't feel embarrassed by that, if it's framed in the right way, things like that. There can be weighted vests. There can be all kinds of things, fidgets that aren't disruptive to other people. So things that can help with sensory things, that can be really helpful. And then the very last thing I want to say, Julie, is this. I think the easiest place to start is close your eyes for a minute and just imagine what have been the biggest sticking points, blocks, frustrations over the past couple years. And you can probably think of 2 or 3 and then just say, what would have helped? And then when you think of what would have helped, ask for that. Just ask for that sort of adaptation. I said that I'd say one more thing. I will say one more thing. I remember I was teaching 5th and 6th grade, and I had this student that couldn't sit still. It's nothing uncommon. I got a lot of those kiddos, and I am thinking of one in particular, and I remember having a talk with him and being like, all right, dude, let's chat. How are we going to work this out? He's like, I can't sit still. I need to move, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let's do this. When I'm teaching, you can walk back and forth in the back of the room. You just look at me and let me know that you're with me every once in a while. And if you need to go in the hallway and walk down the hall, because when I was a kid, I used to always say I had to go to the bathroom, even if I didn't, because I could not sit still. But I'm like, if you need to go walk in the hallway, give me a nod and you can go walk down the hallway, walk up and down the stairs, but I want you back in a minute or so, or I'm going to come looking for you. And that's not good. Anyhow, I set the boundary with him. For the rest of the year, we did that. And it was fantastic. He just needed a little bit of being able to move and stand. And he, so I guess in terms of this, just really asking for a classroom environment that respects, for a child has ADHD, their need for movement. And how can they be at a standing desk or sitting on a ball? And this is similar to the sensory stuff, but I'd be asking that. All right, I said that was the last thing. That's the last thing. My name is Seth Perler. SethPerler.com, TFOS, the Executive Function Online Summit. Look at the link over here. If you like what we're doing with the summit, please share this with 3 people today. If this helped you at all, take a second and just share the link. And if you haven't registered, register for TFOS. It's incredible. And we'll be airing August 20th. And take care, everybody.